Hi, I'm Sigung, and welcome to my channel where I teach my personal martial art of Bagua Kuntao Silat. And here's Guru Trevor. Today, I'm going to show you how to practice with bridge hands level 4 or Qiao Shou level 4. Here we're going to learn how to attack and defend with the entire body using internal and external movement. And we're going to do that by using what I've shown you before. This is not push hands. This is not sticky hands. This is a little bit of both with some extra of my own that I've learned through random violent encounters. And here what you're going to learn how to maintain your center while stealing your opponent's center, as we've learned in our previous bridge hands videos. But we're going to use our lower body to attack at the same time we're attacking with our upper body. But with our lower body, we're going to use hooking step. We're also going to use impacts, stepping through, collisions, crashing through the legs, which I showed to you in my previous videos of how to use the shin, and hooking step videos. But at the same time, we're going to be striking the chest, pulling them off balance, and using other techniques which we've learned from the first 3 sections of our 64 palms form, which I've shown in my previous videos as well. First 3 sections out of the 8 sections of the form. And I'm going to show you from different stances and how you have to reposition and use your footwork. Please know that you must use our fundamental stepping and our particular internal stepping movements, or you'll be thrown off balance, or your punches and strikes will lack the power required to impact them as necessary. So you can show here, we have our hand up and we're going to start right lead, because we typically start in right lead, or your dominant hand. Most people are right-handed. And he can feel my body weight moving against him. He's doing the same to me. He's rooted, feel it here. And what I want to do is enter. We attack with the entire body. Strike him in the chest to simulate a head strike or a gut strike or ribs or anything else that we need to. Strike him here while also intersecting and throwing him off balance. Or at the same time, we're doing here, and he expects me to move in, and he moves in against me, and I feel that weight, and I'll pull him and do the same thing. You can see I decided not to sweep him to the ground. And this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the video where we're going right hand against right hand. We're also going to learn how to go inside and inside, where he's going to try to strike my chest, and I'm going to impact and try to disturb his balance or steal it right away. And there are different ways to do that. And you're going to see how you have to change your structure and the relationship with the opponent depending upon where you are with that stepping. You're going to also try to go to the outside and go this way and step, if he allows it. And you're going to learn tempo, timing, and speed doesn't always win, but sensitivity and timing overcome speed, if you know how to use it. So let's start off here. And like I said before, one of the techniques we can use is from the beginning, this striking palm. So you can see here as we're moving forward, I go to strike, this comes down, pressing, striking palm. But we attack with the whole body. So what I want to do is use striking palm, or we change it up here, and you can see I took his balance. Also, we can use the idea where I'm coming forward with the elbow here, and I take his balance. Now notice, he's simply allowing me to do this at this point because he doesn't know what I'm going to do, and he's giving me a little resistance, but not a lot, mostly to demo it to you. However, he's going to be trying to do the same thing to me. And like I said before, if he feels me coming in, he can just pull me and put me off balance. But he's going to try to take my center at the same time I'm trying to take his center, impact his leg, strike his chest. Start out. Oh, all right. I thought my fingers go in your mouth. And you can see here, it's easy to tense up, and then that's when you make mistakes. So what you want to do is relax and pull them and pack. You're going to know when the guy's got you. So just stop, reposition, start over. And again, we're just starting from here. It gives us a little bit extra time to figure out what we want to do. When we're this way, it's much faster. We have to know immediately. You have to respond immediately. It's much faster with two hands up. And also the left hand, it shows you different. There you go. It shows you different. And again, we're moving, using all the things we learned before and in other drills and in the form to do this. One of the other ones will start here, pull and elbow down, as I've shown in section 3. But any of those techniques or movements are viable. All right, pretty good. Now remember, aside from the hook stepping, that we also have bipoo stepping. So if we're in this left lead position and I want to enter and he thinks I'm going to hook step, instead I go for the bipoo stepping and then I can strike him. So don't forget that. It's just that, again, you must have our internal stepping down so that you can use your weight and control it. When you're doing it, take control of his center. And while you're able to push or pull on his extended arm, because if not, he's simply going to take control of your center immediately. Go ahead. And your entire idea of what you're doing won't work. And that's a lot of what you see when we're doing the bridge hands practice here, is a lot of floating and stopping and intercepting and changing what we're doing to each other. In between, you see the actual techniques working. There's dozens of things going on between each one as we're pushing and pulling. We're feeling each other out and pushing. As soon as we feel one of us stiffen up or we get control of the other one's center, then we're automatically taking control, pushing them off, tripping them, or getting them in a bad position where we can just follow up and rain down blows on them, throw them to the ground, or whatever. But this is, again, a practice. We don't want to beat our partner up. We want to use each other in our partnership to learn from each other, learn how to get in, use our footwork, maintain our root and structure, and impose that on another person who can take control of his root and structure while we do so. So now that you've gotten an idea, let's go to our both hands, which is the fastest and easiest. Remember, I'm sunk, he's sunk. We're trying to go in, he's already looking for position, and we're going to go slow here so you can see as opposed to what we were doing before. And I'm going to show you here, I'm trying to get it and he's blocking me from that strike, so I'm looping in and go for that hook and stepping out of the way. So I immediately go for bipoo and then push him off. So also here, and we learned that in our fundamental stepping and circling the square videos. So you can see he's disengaging, not feeling, I just pull him, hook him through, elbow him off to the outside. Remember, all the stuff we've learned in our previous palm form videos is applicable here. So when we have up and I feel this come, I can just go in and throw him off balance. You see he steps off. That's all we want. He showed I had you for that minute. In the meantime, I could have struck him in between, before or after, followed up, got control of his neck, threw him to the ground, whatever. But this is that transition. This is that bridge hand part that we're working on. And this is where a lot of fights end up, in that clinch or bridge hands area where we first make contact. What do? He blocked me. They never block you. They just give up interference for you to overcome. And now you can feel where he is. And that makes him easy. Like when he's in this position, I can just pull him down and throw him in. Remember, transition. Or if we're in again and he's pulling and trying to get me off, and I can just use the elbow, let it pass through an elbow and to take control. You saw me colliding with that foot as I went in to take control of the action. So if I would have just done this without getting control, he could have easily just pushed me off, or pushed me off or counterattack. I wouldn't have control. But because I elbowed him here and controlled this, he couldn't follow up because I stole his center and his balance and I destroyed his structure. Even if for a brief moment, you can see in the fight, it just takes a brief moment for a win or a loss to occur. Then we're up here, and this is it. That full body and that bridge hands range where we're trying to get control. Oh God, he was thinking too much. That's the other. Just like me, he's being nice because I'm talking and trying to show. But here, good, he countered, and I just sunk and let it roll and then push back. And you'll learn those things that you can do. And here, he backed out and I wasn't successful. I was trying to do a gross. That was really too long a range. That's the other thing. The elbow range is right here. It's not back here. That's why you see a lot of cuts when people try to do elbows and misses and not much damage, why some people don't like them. They're elbowing from too far away. You should elbow when you're this close. That's how you can use them to most effectiveness. Now, if you're using them in a defensive type manner where you're destroying incoming blows, sure, this is a good range because you can feel that sensitivity. He goes to strike, and I can just take control and move in and use it offensively. But offensively, elbows are close. Out here is destroyers and striking this. That's more of a defensive posture, and it's acceptable, but not for long. Only as a means to get in and can take control of them. So we're in here again. Let's go to right lead. And try, I'm going to go on right lead, he's going to go left. So you see how the lower body positioning affects your ability and your balance to do certain techniques. And here, yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was nice. And you see I just sink, take root, and move him around while he's trying to get positioned so he doesn't take complete control. And you saw the crane stepping to move out, and I immediately dropped it and moved forward and collided with him to push him off. So, good. See, again, this is another day where it's over 95 degrees in the shade and 90+% humidity. So, very nice. No puddle, covered in sweat. That's it. You saw my Kaupu stepping to step around and push him because I just let him hit and I went with it and moved him forward. So if I'd have been stiff, he would have got me and swept me. So I was rooted in my other leg. And sometimes you just need to do that. And that is, you see, this movement. Now, don't forget, we also have our shin impacts or shin collisions or leg crashing that we use aside from leg hooks, Kaupus, or Baipus, or the outward stepping to move through. We also have simple leg crashes. So, meaning, if he tries to leg hook me, say here, like that, step back again. I feel that coming or see it in my peripheral while I'm going to attack him. He moves forward, and I just simply step right through and impact him while I'm trying to strike him. Now, again, during a real fight, while we were trying to do damage other than a sensitivity drill, he would try to do that. I would step and immediately go to this movement while I'm striking here and do whatever I needed to do. But this is a training drill, bridge hands level 4. So we're going to stick with all the bridge range movements and all the other things we learned while we're doing the first 3 sections of our 8 sections of 64 palms form. So when it comes in, you can see I'm outside, he's inside, and I just step through. No besets yet, no throws yet. We're going to add that later in other levels. But we're coming very close to full-on sparring. So that comes inside. And you can see I used it in some previous incarnations. He's moving and I'm just going to step through right away without him doing it. I felt he was light. I felt his weight move to his rear foot, so I just crashed through with my lead foot, moving through with our usual fundamental stepping. So we can see here. And I let him do it. Instead of crashing through that rear leg and throw it into the ground because he was off center, I'd already taken his balance. I simply let him know I could do it. He knew it, so he just moved. Felt that hole you left.
Happened right when I thought, what am I only doing hooking steps?
Yeah, that's you stop you let your mind take over, and I felt it. So we were both worried. Yeah, I saw it. You see the defense for the hooking step, or anything. You can crane step up. I could have stomped his ankle. That's not what we're here to do. Could have moved through, but I didn't see. I wanted to see how he would follow up, and followed up with another hooking step. So, nice. Felt my center rise up. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.